Junkin. The music in this was the first thing that grabbed me. And then it was the art that he makes. And I just thought that both of those things were so incredibly cool. And then you start to hear about his story and what he's gone through and what he was struggling with. And I thought that he was just incredibly brave to be so candid about getting sober and what it was like when he was with alcohol. I think that this is really inspiring, and I hope that it inspires other people to know that they can overcome what they're struggling. I thought that the filmmakers did it justice. The cinematography was brilliant. Everything was so crisp, so clear. Sound was mixed well. Yeah, this was emotional to watch, but it was a great watch.
I absolutely adored this profile and the story that was Junkin. It really has such a life imitates art sort of appeal to it, where even in real life there's such this sense of symbolism and poetry, all in the sense of in this man's, essentially in his depression, he had started to gather junk, garbage, trash, and I feel like internally that's kind of at that point in his life what he kind of internalized in his drinking and how he saw himself. But through his rehabilitation and sobriety, he eventually looked at that junk with a different perspective. Instead of casting it off or destroying it, he decided to recreate it, repurpose it, turn it into something new. And I feel like that's perfect symbolism for how he felt about his life versus the direction he decided to continue with his life, where eventually he, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's my cat. But eventually he decided to rebuild his life into something new, to create something new. He didn't give up, and he had a new outlook on his life, and I think that was absolutely beautiful.
Junkin. I really enjoyed this piece about artist Andy Heck and his forging and welding of industrial parts and pieces to do his artwork. It was very generous of him to share his personal crisis of the past. And it was really good to see how he used the artwork as a creative outlet that helped him on the road to recovery. I was really impressed. And, he even gives his pieces to charity auctions. So he's very involved in the community. And I think he should be really proud of that. It was really well done.
What a wonderful, wonderful story. What a wonderful film. I absolutely enjoyed this. And it was just so inspiring to see this man overcome addiction and change his thinking. It was like he was saying the will was still there, but the beer was taking it away. And, he learned about cognitive studies and stuff in his therapy and stuff. But he put in a lot of effort to just change the way his brain was working, because the will to take care of life was always there. He just had to reconfigure it, I guess. That's what I got from it. And just to see him creating art, he's taking, junk that he's acquired from all these years and making beautiful things. It's very, very inspiring. And I'm a bit into collecting junk myself. I like old maps. So there you go. I connected to that. But yeah, no, absolutely wonderful. And he did a great job telling his story. Interviews were conducted so nicely. The film was wonderfully made, wonderfully directed and shot. and I see we had an original score. It was beautiful music, man. It was so nice. You know, a lot of times folks can't get original scores for small pieces like this, so it's really special that you were able to get live instruments and get in the studio and write this music and perform it, because it was just absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it was well paced, well edited. The story was very well told. So congratulations on this film, and congratulations for your recovery, and hey, more art and great things ahead.
I'm sorry he lost everything due to alcoholism, but he's finding something else to do with his depression through junking, and some of his sculptures at the beginning were impressive, what you can do with recycled material. I know this one was a hard one for me to watch because alcoholics, to me, are very selfish. And I know this guy realizes that, but I'm the child of an addict, so I realize it, and I realize it's an unforgivable offense because it hurts everybody involved. And this man particularly seemed to understand that his alcoholism hurt his family, it hurt his sons. He understands that, and it made him deal with even more depression, which he used with more alcohol. It's one of those things that it's not an easy solution, and it's a hard life, especially once you realize what you've done. And for a lot of cases, alcoholics don't realize what they're doing is hurting their family, even though they're called out on it. The behavior is it usually takes them losing everything, and in his case, almost even going to jail, to realize that this is a problem. It's something that happens over and over again, but it was a story to show an alcoholic side of the story, which is something that we don't think about much. We think it's wrong. We know it's wrong, but we don't think about what they're doing because it is very much a disease, and it does sometimes take what this man's did is getting in trouble. However, finding art through what most people would find junk is actually an amazing thing that he's done.
JUNKIN is a really interesting and inspiring documentary. I was intrigued right from the start. I was really curious about the artwork. I think the story is really moving and inspiring, and it adds to the enjoyment of the artwork, and it definitely gives a sense of hope. It's a really great documentary.
This film is called JUNKIN. This was a very touching short. We get to meet Andy, who is a recovering alcoholic, who is now making art out of pieces of junkyard metal. I loved his warm presence in the interviews as he recounts his story of alcoholism and recovery. I appreciated seeing the photo of his son playing baseball in the past, which corresponded to his regrets. The film had a great pace, and I thought the sweet, gentle piano below the action was perfect for this bittersweet story. I thought the close-up footage of all his metal junk, which he turns into art, was well done. I would love to see more of his work. All the best to him. Great film, JUNKIN. Check it out.